So one of the cool things about Resident Evil: The Darkside Chronicles, it tells a brand new storyline, but it also goes back and revisits past Resident Evil experiences. The level that we're showing off today takes place during the Code Veronica scenario. It's in the second portion of that game. If you're familiar with Umbrella Chronicles, you'll know that the games that were covered in that were kind of in fast-forward mode. In Darkside Chronicles, it focuses on 3 scenarios: Resident Evil 2, Code Veronica, and South America, and all of those have been created with great amounts of depth so that they're like brand new remakes. So where this level takes place, Claire and Steve have both survived Rockford Island. They just got onto their getaway plane and were attacked by a tyrant. During that, some problems happened and their plane crash landed, and now they're in Antarctica. So there are a few key differences between Darkside Chronicles and Umbrella Chronicles. One of them being that the focus of this game is much more on horror. Umbrella Chronicles was much more on just being an arcade shooter. They've done a lot of work at trying to increase the tension in the game, and a lot of that is done through the camera movements. Traditionally in rail shooters, the camera is static, and you shoot a set number of enemies before you progress through the level. And this one is much more dynamic. The camera is pulled in a little bit closer to the player, and it pans around erratically from the first player's point of view, making it a little bit more of a frenzied experience. Another one of the key focus points is co-op. The Wii is very good for co-op games, and people like to shoot zombies together. So it just is a natural fit to expand on that as a key feature. There are certain times in which you can actually see your partner on screen. Before in Umbrella Chronicles, all of the interactions happen behind the camera. So now being able to see your partner travel with you provides a little bit more immersion into the level. And also there's opportunities in which one of your partners can get attacked. And that puts the pressure on your other teammate to be able to get off a critical shot in order to save your teammate. You can see headshots are a little bit easier to get this time around. There's also a brand new scoring system which has been added. So the more headshots you can hit in a row, the higher your point multiplier. The points at the end of the level, you'll get a final score, and those will be linked up through online leaderboards, which adds a little bit of a competitive aspect to what would normally be just a storyline game. Also, they've changed some gameplay elements this time around. Before in Umbrella Chronicles, if you picked up a weapon, it would be bound to you specifically. Now, in this time around, everything's shared. So if you pick up a shotgun, both players can equip it. They just use a set amount of ammunition, and they actually share the ammunition between each other. You can save your healing items this time around. In Umbrella Chronicles, it forced you to use herbs automatically, and now you can save them up for when you actually really need them. Almost all the objects in the background are destructible. The more things you shoot, you can use that to collect gold. The gold is used to upgrade your different weapons, adding a little bit more depth to the combat system. Also, throughout the levels, you'll uncover hidden umbrella icons. Those are used for archive items, which could be old items from the previous games, new blocks of text which reveal new storyline details, and all sorts of other things you can collect. Also, there's a lot of people out there that are playing video games for the first time on the Wii. So we've added a couple options to help them out if they're having difficulties. On the easier levels, we have a auto lock-on system. If you hold down the A button, you'll see the Wii reticle change, and you can actually lock onto their torso and keep shooting them repeatedly. So that helps, especially for bosses or enemies that move around a lot, but the trade-off is you can't pull off a headshot if you're targeting their torso. So if you have the skills to pull off headshots, that's still going to be the most effective way to defeat your enemies. That feature is, the auto lock feature is disabled for the higher difficulties as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed checking out this level of Resident Evil: The Darkside Chronicles. The game is going to be available exclusively on the Wii this November 17th. And thanks for checking it out.